So he cracks open the walnut with his arse cheeks and starts handing them around to everybody at the party. And that's how I met Jacob Markowitz from Moby. Yeah.
We're on.
Oh, we're on. Hey, sports fans. Haroon Rashid, Khemeia Consulting, and welcome to Haroon's Hangout, the internationally featured show on marketing innovation, making digital marketing simple, straightforward, and fun. As always, we are presented by the Khemeia Network. And today, I am joined by the one, the only, the man who needs no introduction, although we'll give him one anyway, Mr. John friggin' Stevenson. How's it going, John?
Good morning, Haroon. Top of the morning to you in this snowy Yorkshire day.
Indeed, indeed. We were actually saying that we're snowed in today, and that's why we've delayed the show a little bit today, but we persevere. So, today we're talking about how to identify opportunities on social media. And today we're going to be going into how to spot good people online. Those are people that you want to do business with, people that you want to collaborate with. I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail. How to vet opportunities online. So not every opportunity is a good one. So how do you know which is a good opportunity to go for? And then, of course, we want to do something practical for you guys. We want to show you how to create an action plan to do all of this. How does that sound, John?
That sounds great, Haroon. Let's jump in.
Awesome. Okay, so you're online. You're looking at loads of stuff all the time. Your news feed is just full of things, and you just think, well, that person would be great to work with. That person would be great to work with. But you might just feel a little bit overwhelmed. You don't know where to start, and so we're just going to talk about that now. So what I think the first thing is all about what kind of opportunities are you looking for? Because, I mean, John does a lot of stuff around business modeling, and John is very good at showing people, well, what is it that you're trying to achieve? Let's just nail that down. Be clear about that. And once you know that, then you know what sort of opportunities you want to be going for. Do you want to just tell people a little bit about the business goals and how that will affect the opportunities, John?
Yeah, sure. So I'm going to mention two words, and those two words are value proposition. Now, before everyone yawns and expels out some cold air, what do I mean by value proposition? Like life in general, when you're making a pitch to a customer, you've got to make sure that what you say is explicit, what you make sure it's quickly to understand. So in the context of a product or a service, are you looking to build the profile, the product, or the service? If you're speaking to customers, what's your message going to be? So what value do you want to deliver to your customers? Which customer problem are you helping solve? Or alternatively, what customer needs need satisfying in the message that you're trying to get across and convey whilst using social media.
What I love about that, John, is that you're not actually making it a selfish thing. You're saying, well, you need to make yourself look attractive. And I think a lot of people miss that. They always go, well, it's all about me. What can I get? What can I get from that person? But what you're saying, and this is what we do at Khemeia, we say, hang on a second, why should anybody work with us? Why should everybody want to work with us? So what value are we giving to the customers? What does that buzzword mean? So what are we helping them to do? Isn't that right?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also important as well, Haroon, that you need a good tone of voice. So on reading a post or looking at a web page, is it clear? Is it straight to the point? Is it a message that appeals to you? If it is, fantastic. If it isn't, just walk away.
Totally. So let's say then, okay, you've clearly identified your value proposition, and there's a good tool that John uses called the Business Model Canvas, which will help you to do that. We'll put the link to that in the show notes. Go and look at John's appearances on at the Sharp End as well, where those guys go into a lot more detail about this, where you can actually get it. And hey, if you need some more help, contact John. His details are on the website, and we're going to put all those links in the show notes below, so John can help you with your value proposition. But now let's say you've got your value proposition. Sorry, that is a tongue twister.
It is, isn't it?
Now yeah. So now you know what you can offer. Now it's like, well, how do we spot opportunities or good opportunities online? So first of all, go to your social media networks like LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, YouTube, whatever it is that you're using, and I would say stop and just listen. That goes against everything what everyone kind of thinks that you should do. Excuse me. So people think, well, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that, and I think, no, 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 no. You need to assess what's going on. It's like when you go networking. I like this. Whenever I go networking to a physical networking event, because they still exist, what I'll do is when I go into a room, I just stop at the door and I look around and I just assess what's going on. I'm listening. I'm just observing at a room. Where are the cliques? Where's the influencers hanging out? Where's the host? Who commands the respect in the room? And that's what you need to do online. You need to see who is the influencer in those social media channels, in those communities where you're hanging out. LinkedIn groups, it's very easy to see who are the most active people. Look, listen, observe. You want to add anything to that, John?
Yeah, great points, Haroon. I was just going to say, it's a virtuous circle. So you've got to look at people's social signals. You've got to understand that great content is shared, and you've got to look for evidence that the content that's being shared is offering value to readers. And the best way to do that is a footprint, and it's social signals equals strong evidence that that content is good and that content is working. So I absolutely agree that think of a virtuous circle and think of the need to step back, watch, look, listen, and then interact.
Absolutely. So let's give a practical example with what's happened to us. Let's take a recent example. Everybody knows the John Hayden story of how we got John Hayden on this show. He's come a few times. Let's take another recent example. So we were approached recently by a company in America, Pennsylvania, called Movy, M-O-V-Y. Now, they reached out to us first to say, hey, we're a new video messaging app. We think that you guys would be great for this. Laurie Guerreri from Movy has come on Haroon's Hangout last week. Go check that out. It's a great show. But the point is that when they came to us, we could have just ignored it, or we could have looked at it as an opportunity. So what we did was we researched who Movy were. We found out that they were featured on Fox Business News. They got a 5 out of 5 review on there. They're in 150 countries, and they've got over 50,000 users without any marketing. So that obviously made us think, okay, there could be an opportunity here. Now, what's our goal? Like going back to what John was saying about value proposition and the business model, the opportunities for us was we're thinking, well, we've got a TV network. We're Yorkshire's innovation agency. We want to raise our brand name awareness. Okay, Movy seems to be a great way to do that because they've got a very engaged community. They're very friendly. They seem open to collaboration. It seemed like a good thing, but it started with us just not jumping in too quickly, listening, observing, testing out the waters first of all. And I think that was a really important thing for us to do. So do your research, and research is all your bag, John, isn't it?
Great point. Well put. I couldn't agree more with what you've just said about moving. The other thing that I was going to put forward, Haroon, in terms of how to vet opportunities online is you've got to have it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I'm taking that from your book. It's something that you often say. Building great relationships takes time. Often you give something without asking for anything in return. You've got to respect your audience, and in return, your reward is by sharing your content. And that's certainly something that we're starting to find now. We're getting more momentum and more followers, and people wanting to appear on the Khemeia network and on the TV shows. And I guess what it shows, Haroon, is that quality posts always win out rather than the high volume posts that are just pumped out.
Absolutely. And you know what? I get so excited about this, I'm not going to start getting excited and start shouting like I normally do and have a Haroon's rant, hashtag Haroon's rant. But what you said there was exactly what we did with Movi. Movi approached us. We thought this is fantastic, but we didn't just go and take from them. What we did was, I mean, particularly myself, because I'm the head of marketing here, you would expect me to do this. I just started using Movi, and I didn't even start pumping out content at first. What I did was I just started using the platform, getting to know the community on there, getting to know the guys who work at Movi, and developing a relationship. And it was nothing. I didn't want to take anything. I just wanted to give whatever I could, whether it was a laugh, whether it was making somebody smile, or doing a little bit of a song, because I do the Movi music every Monday. So it's just like, I didn't want to have to take anything. But as we did that, there was a relationship that was building with Movi, and that was great. And it was a genuine and a sincere relationship, which I think is really important, because opportunities have to be win-win. So until we could actually offer something of value to Movi, there was no opportunity, really. It was actually, was having to vet this. Is this the right fit for both companies? Not just for me. Is this going to benefit Movi? And I think a lot of people have to go into a discussion about opportunities with both parties in mind. It cannot be just about you. So I think now we're at the point where obviously Laurie came on the show. It was one of the most successful Haroon's Hangouts we've ever had, and I know there are rumors that the Khemeia network is reporting that there may be a sponsorship deal of some sort, or Movi may be sponsoring the shows. I'm not going to comment on that just now. It's not the time or the place to do that. But the point is that there was a win-win there, clear value proposition from our side, clear value proposition from Movi's side, so it seemed to fit.
Yeah, I agree. I was just going to make a really simple point, which is that really, to be a success online with social media, it isn't just about monetization. One quick way to lose followers, or one quick way to people will disengage with your company, with your product, or with your services. There's a hell of a lot of white noise out there. There's a hell of a lot of people trying to compete and trying to get your interest. So really, dependent on what line of business you're in, if you do want to monetize what you're doing and create fans and lead generation opportunities, whatever you do, it's not just about monetization, and it should never be in your face, and it's not a hard sell. It's more of a soft, methodical sell.
Absolutely. Be sure to catch At the Sharp End Mondays 9 a.m. with Khemeia director Ian Sharp, where every business can be profitable. That's At the Sharp End Mondays 9 a.m. with Ian Sharp, and he'll go into all things around business modeling, business management, sales. John often appears on that show, and they do some really, really good stuff. So let's get that off the screen now. Stop sharing. Yay! I'm back. Okay, so let's talk about how to create an action plan for this, John. So we talked a lot about knowing who you are, knowing what value proposition you have. Yeah. Don't be selfish about it and all that kind of stuff, and knowing how to listen and observe, find the influences in your space. Now, creating an action plan. What does this mean? So it is simple as this, guys. Khemeia, we created a note in Evernote, and it just says hit list. Okay. Now, I know. Being an Asian and saying that online, there may have been a few red flags with the government here. This is not to do with anything political. This is purely a marketing thing. So, government, appreciate you watching the show. This isn't an inappropriate thing. But it just said hit list, or just put opportunities if you want, okay? And all we did was we listed the people, the influencers who we wanted to work with. Now, what that meant was, who do we want to do business with? Who do we want to appear on Haroon's Hangout or at the Sharp End? Whose blog do we want to guest on? And we just wrote it all down, and the opportunities are next to them. And therefore, it's just a clear goal. Everybody can see that. Everybody has access to that document, and everybody knows where we're going. So in the back of our minds, we're going, well, where are we with that particular opportunity? Where are we? What's happened with that one? Did someone send an email? Do we need to follow up? it just creates a good, actionable plan that your team can get behind.
Yeah, agreed. I was going to say a couple of things on this, Haroon. The first thing is, whatever you do, be yourself, be genuine, and I think that's something that we've taken to heart at Khemeia. Pretty much what you see online is who we are as people. There's no spin with it. When you're coming to do an action plan, the other thing that you've got to do as well is, have a plan, Stan. What do you want to talk about? How are you going to help people both now and in the future? So your plan's going to be about developing content, curating content. It's got to add value to the audience. That's so important. And the other thing as well is that we've realised is not every social media platform is a good fit for your business. So it's all about engagement, really, if social media is going to work for you and there's a channel to promote your company. And that comes back to my central point, really, which is what's the objective of the plan? Do you want to build relationships? Do you want to build reputation, exposure? Do you want to get more connections? Do you want to grow your business online? And if you're going to do that, you need to understand which social media platform is the right fit in terms of a strategy to engage. So is that Facebook? Is that Twitter? Is it Google Plus? Or is it moving?
Couldn't agree more with you, John. Couldn't agree more. Well, I think we're going to leave it there today, guys. Be sure to catch the show next week, where I'll be talking with a very special guest, Annie Lonnan, about the power of niche marketing. That's Annie Lonnan, who's based in West Yorkshire. Be sure you don't miss it by subscribing to the blog and the YouTube channel. But from there, till then, from me and John, take care, sports fans. Thanks for watching.
Bye.